Hi everybody, this is Lars from CADCamStuff.com. In this second video, in regards to Sync EDM and Electrodes, we're going to use this SOLIDWORKS add-in called ElectrodeWorks. This is a pretty neat feature. The first video that I created was using multi-body parts, the good old-fashioned way of creating sync electrodes, so check that video out. And in the second video, I'm going to use ElectrodeWorks, what is a SOLIDWORKS add-on. I'm going to make sure I got the clock going here because I did that in the previous video. I talked for about the first minute before I actually got going, and the video ran another 6 minutes, so it took about 6 minutes to take us through the process of multi-body parts. We're going to be doing the same feature, or the same part, here with ElectrodeWorks, and we're going to actually be able to do it a lot faster, and we're actually going to be able to do some cool things. So let's just get going to it here now. We hit this first minute here. So the first thing you will see is that I actually am doing this in an assembly, because ElectrodeWorks that I've turned on, it's a SOLIDWORKS add-on, is that you can turn on from in here, like you're turning other SOLIDWORKS add-ons in here. This actually only works in an assembly, so I just brought that cavity in as an assembly here. So let's get going here. What we're looking to do, like we did in the first video, was to create an electrode that can go up here. I stole this out of the SOLIDWORKS mold class. So I'm going to go over to ElectrodeWorks, and I'm going to right click. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add an electrode. And you got different kind of holders in here. You can make different kinds of stuff. I'm just going to use an roller. And I'm just going to, you can see how we got the different types of holders, and I'm just going to select one out of here. Next thing, starting from the top working down, is I'm going to say what part we actually got to do this on. That's going to be in the cavity here. Next thing down here, you can select different, you can set up origins and stuff like that. I'm just using the part origin. The electrode direction, I hit on the face here, and you'll see we get a nice big arrow that shows us what way we're burning, and we're burning down. And then what faces are we going to do this electrode on? So this is where in the previous video we started sketching up our multi-body part. But in here I'm just going to select the faces that I actually want to burn. What's going to be these here. These faces here. And we got some other options in here. We can corrugate some positions and stuff like that. But for this here, I'm just going to go ahead here and hit calculate electrode. And you will immediately see that we actually get the holder and the electrode in here. We got some other settings in here where you can actually how that electrode, the body is fitted on stuff like that, but should be fine for right now. I'm gonna go ahead here, hit the green check mark, and you will actually see what it does is that it creates that electrode here. And if we go over to our SOLIDWORKS feature tree, it actually added that other part in there. Okay, so that's what it does. And if I go, I could go in here and I could hide this, but there's actually also another function over here. If you right click on the holder over here, we can actually isolate it. Got a little beach here, and that's another way to kind of like turn it off. We can see our electrode. Now we're coming up here in 4 minutes, so this took us about half the time it took us to take where we were before. There's one thing we need to do though to this part, is we need to add some clearance here like we did on the other part. So let's do that quickly. I am going to just, you can see that clearance, this will hit here on top. We got to clear that back. So I'm just going to right click again, isolate, and in here to do that I'm going to use a pretty neat ElectrodeWorks feature. I'm going to right click on it, say add clearance, pretty automatic. It shows you the direction, and I'm just going to select on this face here, and that arrow shows up inside of the part. It's a little bit hard to see, but now it's pointing down, and the face that I want to clear back is this top face here. And then if I expand this down, you will kind of like see we get a plane showing up here, and I can actually just say, how do I want it to clear down? Do I want it to follow this draft angle, or just want to go normal down like a normal cut? That's what I'm going to go with. And just to make it easy, I'm just going to say up to vertex, clear the corner down here, and pick on a vertex, and then you will see that we just quickly, it's just going to go in and it's going to add that clearance down there. So now this is cleared down here. So pretty much now we are where we were with the previous video. The previous video was a total of 7 minutes long, so you can see we got a little bit time to spare here. Let me just move on and show you, while we have that time, let's show you a couple of the other things that we now can do with that time we've saved. If I go in and right click here, we can actually add a spark gap. In the previous video we didn't touch this, but there you would have used like your scale function or something like that, or move bodies or something. But here we can actually add a gap, so we can add that to it, and you will see every time I add it I get the different things here. We can actually also, what is actually kind of helpful, we can actually animate too. Now that sounds a little bit like, do we really need that? But it's kind of neat that you can go in here and just kind of like see where you are touching. So I kind of like that. Of course you can play it up and down, but I just think that this feature here is kind of neat here. But another really helpful thing when we got to this point is that now of course you could hand this off to your tool maker and they could start machining the electrodes, but you can actually do another thing that is pretty darn neat here. I'm going to go ahead and right click again on this one, and you can see we can do all kinds of fancy stuff. One of them is Electoral Drawings. Now what is that? Well, I got it set up here with some templates and stuff like that, and I can choose some different drawings. I'm going to have a manufacturing drawing and an EDM drawing. So I'm going to go in here and click the green check mark, and you will actually see that it's going to populate this up into a drawing that you can see. So it's going to just take 1 second here, and you will see it's going to create 2 drawings. It's just going to put some dimensions on and stuff like that. So it actually broke down our electrode here, and you will see the different views. You will actually see that it shows our cavity block, and it shows a distance from the origin of the part. That's what I use, right? Shows us a distance over, so you could actually send this out to the floor, and they could see, you know, where it goes on the block. And if we minimize this one here, you will actually see there's also a drawing of the specific electrode. So we're hitting up about the 7-minute mark, so you can see these couple of added things you can do to it. I think it's pretty neat. I definitely think that if you're doing a lot of electrodes, you should definitely check it out, see what you can use it for, because like I said, you know, you can really speed up your process. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you didn't see the first one, check it out, and have a good day. Thank you.